Today is day 12 of my water-only fasting journey. I woke up this morning still with a little bit of congestion in my chest, coughing up stuff still, not nearly as bad as the last 2 days though, and also a little bit of sinus congestion, but not much. It's in the mornings I feel a little bit fatigued, but as the day goes on, I usually get more energy, and I'm just now, the sun's coming up. I'm at this little lake retreat. You can see the water behind me, so I'm very relaxed. And so far, my energy levels are pretty good. I actually did some push-ups last night just to kind of keep my muscles active. And so far, so good today. No complaints. I wanted to also kind of share some interesting things with you, which will also be in my book. Did you know that humans are the only species that eat food during times of illness? I've always wondered that. Why are they feeding all these cancer patients all this garbage food and glucose in the hospitals, which just feeds the cancer cells? And why, if you look at children naturally do not want to eat when they're sick. But we feed them. It's like we're conditioned to just say, eat when you're sick. Oh, you have to eat some crackers, or whatever. But really, we're not supposed to eat when we're sick. One of Sweden's top biochemists, Dr. Ragnar Bird, who's a Nobel Prize winner and an authority on nutrition, says, one can fast a long time. We know of fasts of over 100 days duration, so we have no need of fearing that we will die of hunger. We have so much fear instilled in us these days about everything, and many people just live in a state of fear, and that's not who we are. We're not beings that should be walking around in a state of fear all day long. We should be happy. We should be loving, we should be giving, and not have to harbor all those negative emotions that the psychiatry industry is, making trillions of dollars off of all these, made up emotions and all these made up conditions that they're able to sell prescription drugs for. A.J. Carlson, who's a professor of physiology at the University of Chicago, states that a healthy, well-nourished man can live from 50 to 75 days without food, provided he is not exposed to severe cold, avoids physical work, and maintains emotional calm, is what I've been saying with the stresses that I've had to go through this past week. It's very important to maintain emotional calm. Keep yourself calm. That's why I had to just get away from the rat race in the city and just come out and relax and take care of myself and focus mentally on the healing process. Fasting is a mental challenge. It's like Navy SEAL training. You're putting your effort and your focus into your body for the regenerative process. And your body knows that, and it's good to just relax and meditate and tell your body, heal itself. The mind is so powerful. You can do so much with your mind, and you need to be in that calm emotional state. So there's many benefits also to water fasting. All degenerative diseases and abnormal tissue are healed. Hormonal and menstrual cycles are restored after only 2 to 3 weeks of fasting. Many sterile marriages have been able to conceive following a water fast, and impotence is also corrected in males. Think about how many fertility clinics there are these days. When I was growing up as a kid, there was no such thing as fertility clinics. But you have all the endocrine disrupting chemicals, and you have all the high estrogen levels everywhere that are causing sterility, mostly in males. And you have high estrogen in females, which are causing ovarian cysts, polycystic ovaries, fibrocystic breast disease. Yes, iodine deficiency is a major cause of that, but mostly it's caused by the glyphosate, the pesticide residue, and all the phthalates that we're exposed to every single day in the standard diet. So think about that. All of the money that's being spent and all the people that cannot get pregnant, and fasting can reset all that, reset all the hormones, detoxify, cleanse everything out, and man can become sterile again, and you can actually conceive. So that's my update for this morning. I'll check back in with you this afternoon. Thanks for your support. Okay, taking my glucose and ketone reading for the day. Start with ketones. Okay, see if I can get some more blood coming out there. All right, feeling good today. Ketones 7.3, glucose 5.4. So far, day 12 is going pretty good. I can't say that there's really been that much of a change since this morning. Took a nap for about an hour. Actually went for a bike ride. Probably rode about a half a mile or so. Energy levels still the same. I can't say that my energy levels have improved, but I have noticed kind of swings in energy levels. Like I'll go through a period of time where I just feel like I can go to the gym and exercise, and then other times I just feel like laying down and taking a nap. I'm trying to calculate about how much water I'm drinking a day, and I think it's going to be somewhere roughly between 2.5, maybe 3 gallons a day. So I am drinking a lot of water. My mouth gets dry, so I want to make sure that I keep myself hydrated, and it helps. It really helps with the energy levels, and I haven't really had any hunger as well, though. So far so good on day 12. Still working on my book, editing, and wanted to read some more things for you guys. So Dr. Carlson and Dr. Kunde of the Department of Physiology at the University of Chicago placed a 40-year-old man on a 14-day water fast. At the end of the fast, his tissues were in the same physiological condition as those of a 17-year-old youth. I tell you, I've been studying natural medicine and healing technologies for over 20 years now, and there is nothing that I've found, stem cell therapy, juicing, nutritional supplements, miracle pills, anything that can reduce your tissues from age 40 to age 17 in 14 days. That is miraculous. Scientists recently at the University of Southern California completed a study proving that fasting for as little as 72 hours flips a regenerative switch which promotes stem cells to create brand new white blood cells, essentially regenerating the entire immune system. Even in the elderly. It's always hard to repair tissue the older that you get, but this actually showed that even the elderly were able to regenerate their immune system in 72 hours. So that's my afternoon update for you. Oh, I did have a question. Someone was asking about my wife fasting. My wife is super healthy. She works out all the time. She does usually 3-day water fasts. So she'll do a 3-day water fast, and then she'll take a break for a while, and then she'll do a 3-day water fast. And that seems to work really good for her. Of course, she's healthy too, so it's great to do any water fast, even if you're doing 1 day a week water fast. So anyway, that's my afternoon update. I can't say there's been too many changes from earlier today. I did notice somebody was asking me about my skin, what's happened with my skin. And over the last week or so, I have noticed, I don't want to say acne or pimples, but I've noticed some red spots, almost like a little rash on my chest. They don't itch, they don't hurt or anything like that, but all in all, I haven't really noticed too many changes with my skin, although my beard is growing still and my nails look very healthy. So that seems to be coming along well. I haven't really been sweating though, too. I don't really want to sweat and lose a lot of electrolytes, especially during the second week of fasting. My energy levels come and go. It's kind of like a roller coaster ride. My best friend here, my jug of water, this is what keeps me going. Nice, pure, clean water. No exciting things to report, but I did want to talk to you about a couple more things. I'm not sure if you know, but on May 18th, 1933, when Gandhi was in his 10th day of fasting, he was examined by his physicians. One of the physicians stated that despite his age of 64 years, from a physiological point of view, the Indian leader was as healthy as a man of 40. So that's, even though he was 64, he was as healthy as a man of 40, and that was only 10 days of fasting. Gandhi used to fast one day every week. Following his assassination at the age of 79, the doctors at his autopsy described how Gandhi's inner organs looked like those of someone 39. That is absolutely amazing. There's thousands of these documented cases, and each one of them is so inspiring, and it just gives you energy and it gives you confidence that it's really not as hard as you think. I mean, these guys are fasting for long periods of time, and it just goes to show you that the benefits of even a 10-day fast or a 14-day fast are incredible. Incredible. Dr. Alan Goldhammer tells a story about a girl that came into his office with lymphoma, and she fasted for 21 days at his clinic, and in 21 days the lymphoma was completely gone. We're just taught, to fear disease from an early age, and we're taught that we don't have the internal power to heal ourselves, but we do. And everything is in simplicity. It's all in simplicity. Can you imagine that you could heal practically every disease known to man with just water? But you have to go through that process, and it's a mental challenge, and you have to want to do it, and you have to support your body, and you have to tell your body you can do it. I mean, this has been a challenge for me. I'm not going to say it hasn't, and I'm pretty clean. Although I think, and I do recommend that anybody who wants to go through a water fast or an extended water fast or a long-term water-only fast does take the necessary precautions and does do an intestinal cleanse and a couple liver and gallbladder cleanses and maybe a harmful organism cleanse and a chemical and heavy metal cleanse. You can never go wrong with cleansing the body, no matter what. I mean, because we live in a toxic environment. Dr. Thomas Seyfried, who's still alive right now, he's a leading expert doing research on fasting. He stated that if you did water-only fasting once a year for 7 to 10 days, you would cut your risk of getting cancer by 99%. Do you know that 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3 people right now are projected to get cancer? Just think if you did a 9-day water-only fast once a year, you would cut your cancer risk by 99%. That is just unbelievable. He is actually a biochemical geneticist, and he's the professor of biology at Boston College. I mean, so this is not just coming from anybody. And you can watch his lectures on YouTube, actually. As a matter of fact, I suggest you do. According to an animal study published in Aging Research Review in 2016, intermittent or periodic fasting was shown to have a profound impact on counteracting disease processes and improving outcomes of disorders such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, cancers, allergies, asthma, Alzheimer's, stroke, and many others. So that's going to be my update for this evening on day 12. I do want to, let me see if I can show you real fast what this beautiful sunset that I'm looking at looks like. I did do some sun gazing today, this evening, and I tell you what, it does energize me completely. I just laid down and did some sun gazing for probably about 15 minutes looking directly in the sun. So, good night everybody. See you tomorrow.